Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Today, Western Roundup returns, looking at a community getting electricity connections. We will also get health-wise on the importance of portion size and food labeling. Sit back and relax for these and other interesting features to come right after this important message.
Jamaica's COVID-19 vaccination plan is still in effect. If you wish to make an appointment, please do so online by visiting moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-663-5683. Vaccination still a keep. Go get your jab today.
In our Western Roundup segment this week, team member Nikita Sterling will take us to Steertown, St. Anne, where citizens are getting electricity connections. She also makes a stop in Montego Bay as the Western Regional Health Authority receives a donation of medical supplies. Come with us for this trek.
Feel good. Feel good. I love what I go on. I get the light connect up, get the current connect up. I love what I go on.
One can only imagine the joy of finally having electricity after being without for so many years. Today on Western Roundup, we head to Steertown in St. Anne, where residents are now the beneficiaries of electricity. Then we hop over to Montego Bay, where hospitals in the Western region received a major boost in equipment. It promises to be an exciting journey. Stick around. Some 150 households in Steertown, St. Anne will be wired for connection to the national electricity grid under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development's Rural Electrification Project. The work is being carried out in collaboration with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, and the residents of Steertown, who are the first to benefit from the project, are excited about the prospects of the initiative.
I think it's a good investment for the people, as a matter of fact. In my house, there have been a lot of changes, a few changes. There are good changes, I should think. Not much wiring like before, and I think it's very much more safer. I've gotten, well, they've installed with 2 plugs and I think 2 switch as well. And like I said, I think it's very effective and it'll be good for the people. We appreciate it and I think they're doing a good job. Thank you as one of the beneficiaries as well. So, like I said, it is very good.
The program forms part of government's efforts to provide vulnerable households with access to electricity.
We are working in communities right across the country in providing electricity. We are not just putting in the infrastructure in the various homes and communities. We have developed a partnership with the Jamaica Public Service Company, and I want to say to the JPS on behalf of the government of Jamaica how grateful we are for this partnership. And what this partnership will do is when we provide the wiring for the houses, we're not just putting in the wiring. The partnership with JPS is once we have wired and the homes are certified, they will connect you to their system and you become official paid up customers of the Jamaica Public Service Company.
250 million Jamaican dollars has been earmarked for the project, which will expand to other communities across the island. Meanwhile, over in Montego Bay, the Western Regional Health Authority received well-needed equipment valuing in excess of 10 million Jamaican dollars from the Atlanta Sister Cities Association. The donation is expected to assist in the fight against COVID-19.
As I look at the list, I saw 3 Hafer high-flow systems, 15 respirator oxygen concentrators. I thought to myself how valuable these gifts are. A lot of the critical COVID patients One of the things when you look at them is that fright on their face, where the body is not able to utilize the nature of 20% oxygen in the atmosphere. They need high flow system in order to get that into their lung in order for rapid recovery. So I can't express how important this is going to be for hospitals in the region. I'm an optimist. We're seeing a waning off of the COVID infections, but we're prepared in the event that we should get any sort of surges as it relates to the other strains that are about.
The donation includes 3 hair near high flow system, 12 additional breathing packs, 15 Respironics oxygen concentrators, 15 humidifier bottles, 15 nasal cannula, and 15 oxygen face masks with tubing. That's all for the program today. Thanks for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send your feedback to jismobe@jis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
In our HealthWise segment today, we examine food consumption, its effect on our health, and the importance of portion size and food labeling.
Your body needs energy, and we call this our daily requirements of calories. And for Jamaican men, it's about 2,100. For Jamaican women, it's about 1,900 calories per day. The calorie is just a unit of energy to say how much energy you need to get around your daily activities and so on. If you're more active and you're not in a desk job, then you're going to burn more calories. If you go to work, when you get up in the morning, you sit in a car and you go to work, you sit at a desk all day, and then lunchtime come, you order and they deliver the food to you, and then you eat that and you go back and sit again, and then you sit in a bus or a car and you go home. So you're sitting all day, you're not doing much, versus somebody who's on the road and they're walking around or they're standing all day like the teachers and nurses and so on. Then you'll realize the difference in how much energy you will need. And so if you are more active, you should be eating a little bit more. But the problem is that everybody is eating as if they're working in sugarcane fields, chopping cane all day. And this is the problem. So we consume more calories than we are burning off. And every day if we keep on consuming calories, you need 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. One soda, if you look on the serving size for these things, these juices and so on, you'll think that, oh, it's just 110 calories. But how many servings come in that container? About 3 or 2.5. So you can easily drink 300 calories like that. And if you do that 5 times for the day, that's 1,500 calories. You almost don't need to eat anything else for the rest of the day. So the excess calories come in the body, and then the body begins to store them as fat. And then you put on more weight and more weight. You have to watch the pastries and the breads and all of these things that people, even when they're vegetarian, they still have a lot of these little snacks and so on. These things are full of calories. You know that one of the cream crackers is about 450 calories. Water crackers is about 500. Yeah, nobody don't want to hear. I never want to believe it either. But this is what you get, the packs that you get, and a lot of people eat them with butter, right? So can you imagine how many calories you're putting in your body with one little snack? And you don't talk about the tea yet, with the milk, the condensed milk and the sugar that you have to have that with. All of these things, they add up without you even knowing.
The ingredients label will go from the most to the least in a product. So if the product is making a claim, look at where that claim is. If it is 1, 2, or 3, because if it falls less than that, you're really not getting value for your money, right, in terms of content. The nutrition facts. One of the first things you're going to look at is the servings per container. and this says 2.5, which means it's 2.5 servings in the container. You are not supposed to drink it, you must share it, right? And then you're going to look at your calories. It says 90 calories, but it's 90 calories per serving, and it's 2.5 servings. So it's 2.5 times 90, which comes out to about 225. And then you come down and you look at your sugar, and it's 22 grams of sugar, but it's per serving. So the entire container is 2.5 times 22, which works out to about 55, 56 if my maths is right. And there's 4 grams equal 1 teaspoon, so you end up with about roughly 14 teaspoons of sugar. And that is, you use this template for all the products that have nutritional facts on them. This is 14 teaspoons of sugar, and the American Heart Association recommends that for an adult male, you're supposed to consume 9 teaspoons of added sugar per day. For an adult female, it is 6 teaspoons of added sugar per day. And for a child, it's less than 6 teaspoons per day. And a child here, we're talking about from 2 to 18 years old. Don't look at a container and judge it by the size alone. It's very important to read the label so you know exactly. And look at it, 220 calories. For parents, we're asking them, to be very mindful of how much sugar they're giving their kids, right? Because it impacts upon their health in the long term.
We try to provide information to parents and guardians, teachers, anyone about the alternatives to these sugary drinks, because really you don't need them in your diet. You can get enough sugar that you need from the foods that you eat, the carbohydrates, which are converted to sugars in your body, which give you energy. So some of the alternatives are, of course, water. It's the best one, but there's also fresh fruit juices. So blending your own juices without adding sugar, and you'll have the natural sugars and fiber from the fruits. There's coconut water. You should actually drink this in moderation because it does have quite a high sugar content, but it is a good alternative. For the children, freezing the juices into popsicles or ice cubes so that it's more interesting for them to drink, as well as doing infused water. So infused water is it's a process where you cut up your favorite fruit or vegetable or even mint leaves or aloe. You place it in water overnight so that the vitamins, the minerals, all the goodness from the fruits and vegetables are infused into the water, and you can have that. It's not sugar sweetened, and it gives you the vitamins and minerals that you need throughout the day. And then for children, there's unsweetened milk. So not flavored milks like the chocolate milk, but unsweetened milk doesn't have a high sugar content, and it also will give the children the calcium that they need for their growing bodies as well.
My name is Venice Blackstock Murray. I am an Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions in the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. We are extremely grateful to the EU for the contribution it has made to the justice system. We have benefited from the implementation of audiovisual technology within the courts, which allows us to take evidence from witnesses who will not be able to attend court personally. We know that the collaboration with the EU and the Ministry of Justice will help Jamaica to obtain a first-class justice system.
Managing our garbage generated at home can be a bit of a struggle if we do not have the right systems in place or we don't know what to do. In this next feature, let's look at how householders can practice proper solid waste management through composting. It's a good way to put your biodegradable solid waste to valuable use.
Compost is one of the richest forms of soil nutrient. So here we are buying fertilizer for huge sums of money, when in fact we are throwing away something which is richer in many regards than what we are buying, spending hard cash fall. We, from time to time, do what we call garbage characterization survey. This is where we actually go island-wide and take samples of the garbage and look at what make up the garbage. All the surveys that are done in recent past points to one particular set of dynamic. The compostables are always the highest. 67% in some survey, 65% in some. We eat vegetables. We do ground provisions, the peelings from those. We use cardboards, newspapers, lots of stuff that can be broken down and can be put to good use. With such a high percentage of the solid waste being compostable, we are therefore forced to look at how we're going to manage in the best way possible, in the most efficient way possible, that high percentage of the garbage.
Composting is a rich form of soil that is broken down by microorganisms to become either fertilizer or soil. Now we're going to do a demonstration to show you how we can do it. First, if we're starting, this is our kitchen waste. So if you're starting a compost bin at home, you need to get your kitchen peel, your banana, your lettuce, your cabbage, your tomatoes, and you cut them in finer particles. It will make it break down much faster. In order for the microorganism to work effectively, you need moisture, you need air, and you need heat. You can use a hand shovel or your hands. Too much moisture will allow the stuff to rot and it won't be compost. And if it is too dry, the microorganisms won't be able to work effectively. So you need to get a right mixture. If you squeeze it with a fist, you shouldn't have any water running out of it. If it's dripping, it is okay. If it is running out of it, that means you have too much water. So now this is our compost. If you keep this moisture in your compost, it will give you a maturity rate of 3.5 months. And you'll get this final product, which is this right here. Compost, what it does, the longer it stays into the ground, is the richer it becomes. We're going to demonstrate how we use our compost for potting. We're going to pot a few plants using our compost. This plant is called spider fern. It is an indoor plant that does like a fair amount of water. It likes a light mixture. The composting can be used for indoor and outdoor plants. This plant is called a bougainvillea. It is an outdoor plant. It likes a lot of sunlight. It blooms a lot, and it likes dry areas. The compost is offer drainage. It doesn't keep the water too long. This is now 6 weeks old, and this is 3 weeks after being planted as a seedling using our compost. And this bougainvillea is 6 weeks after being planted by our compost. And they're just blooming, blooming, blooming. This is a mature spider fern that we use for our rentals, and this is about 2.5 months old.
The other benefit is that we at the NSWMA, we would need less trucks. Now, right now, our biggest problem is trucks to remove garbage. Can you imagine if we could take out the 67%, which we could convert at source? What that would do to our national budget? Gas oil, repairs of trucks, labor to work on the trucks. Just look at it. It is huge savings that could come. Exponential is about getting a behavioral change at source that will see significant reduction in solid waste. We want to see this reduction and to see it in a very tangible way. And we believe that composting provides that excellent opportunity.
Climate change is real, and the evidence is seen in the changing patterns of adverse weather and climatic conditions. The National Road Constructing and Operating Company, NROC, has been supporting the government's 3 million trees in 3 years initiative to mitigate climate change. The company is replanting trees along Highway 2000, and we were on location.
Do what you can, where you can, to restore our ecosystems and preserve our environment. We owe it to ourselves as Jamaicans and to ourselves as global citizens.
The National Road Operating and Constructing Company, NROC, has responded to that call, planting trees across Jamaica. And just recently, those activities took NROC to Hope Village in Manchester. NROC's 30,000 Trees in 4 Years initiative began in January 2021. Since then, the program has been gaining support from communities in which NROC operates. As the government entity responsible for the establishment, development, financing, operation and maintenance of tolled highways, NROC has bases across the island. That includes Highway 2000, where extension work is currently being done on the east-west leg between Maypen in Clarendon and Williamsfield in Manchester.
When you do a highway, you remove fruit trees from farms. And between Milk River and Williamsfield, we would have gone to a number of farms, remove cash crops and some fruit trees. So we thought that it would be good to give back to the farmers fruit trees to replace what we take out. And where we have open plots like this one, we would now put a program in place to do a blitz, as we call it, to plant trees.
The latest location chosen is the Hope Village community, which is adjacent to the Melrose Bypass Road. Home to an inactive fruit orchard, Hope Village was the ideal partner for the tree planting exercise. 400 assorted fruit trees, including ackee, apple, June plum, sweet tamarind and guava, were used to replenish the orchard.
As an association, we are extremely grateful because we believe not only music is a staff of life, but food also is a staff of life. And we are so very happy that they were able to partner with us and to take this fruit trees planting a step further than the few we had.
So it's a partnership and we're doing very well in terms of a community space, and the highway will impact this community very closely because it's close by.
Members of the Highway 2000 family also chipped in, including Stanley Consultants Limited, China Harbour Engineering Company, and Jamaica Infrastructure Operators.
So the Prime Minister, your card, had given us a charge to plant 3 million trees over the next 3 years. And so this is our part. Today, the people that have come with us, the team today, will plant about 6 trees per person. So we're well on the way.
The Rotaract Club of the University of the West Indies Mona campus also joined in on the tree planting exercise. This is their second such involvement, and by all indications, the partnership will continue.
Environmental awareness, environmental advocacy is one of the major areas of focus for Rotary International. For us, participating in an event like this is just natural.
Environmental stewardship is one of the big things internally for us, where we seek to maintain environmental balance. So as we try to incorporate a new environmental standard into our overall standards, we're ISO 9001 company, and we're going to incorporate this year ISO 14001, which looks at environmental management. So that is part of it. This is part of that exercise to support how NROC operates as stewards of the environment.
Man, I have to tell you when me born, man, I have to tell you when me live. From me stepping out the room, I just the energy me give. Who sad, I feel happy, who down, I feel live. Life's not perfect, but we bring the positive. Vibes with the money, I will vibes when we broke. By 32 if we sight little luck, you know the partner of it choke off. For progress is a must. Look here the dirty tough for us, there's just no giving up. This is a new day and I'm thankful for another chance to win. I am a fighter, a survivor, and I'm never giving in. Never gonna stop, never gonna fail, never been afraid to try again. Never gonna stop, never gonna fail, never been afraid to try again. Born a winner, my destiny's to shine. Proud I stand out and come to claim what's mine. Born a winner, my destiny's to shine. Proud to stand out and come to claim what's mine. This is a new day and I'm thankful for another chance to win. I am a fighter, a survivor, and I'm never giving in. Never gonna stop, never gonna fail, never been afraid to try again. Never gonna stop, never gonna fail, never been afraid to try again. This is a new day and I'm thankful for another chance to win. I am a fighter, a survivor.
This is where we end another wonderful journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine. We value your company, so be sure to join us again tomorrow for another show. But until then, you can continue to watch these and other programs by logging on to our website, jis.gov.jm, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. Of course, you can find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app. That's both Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Theodore Henry, reminding you to follow the COVID-19 protocols and keep each other safe, as we are all one Jamaica, one family.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.